Welcome to the Dr. Hockey Podcast. This is Dr. Jay Calvert, and I am here today in Beverly Hills with my esteemed co-host, Jason Berkeley. How are you doing?
I feel esteemed now. I appreciate that.
And
You never said that
You
before.
are a doctor. This is what validated you?
Well, on some level, yes.
And of course, we're here with Mia Khalifa. Nice to see you, Mia. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is great. We're really excited to hear all about your Capitals winning the Cup, and we're excited to hear about your love of hockey. So let's get started. I want to just go over a couple things. First of all, Mia is the host of Sportsball, which is her podcast, and you can check that out. It's every Monday it comes out?
Every Monday, yeah. I'm a co-host with Tyler Coe, and
Tyler's great, by the way.
He's fantastic.
He's really cool.
I love his rants. He's just so passionate.
Yeah, well, he's
about
got
everything.
he's got a lot of background in it,
Yeah,
too.
I know.
He's amazing to listen to. He does a great job.
Yeah, and that's on YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
Very cool. So you can check her out there, and we're happy to have her here today because we got a lot to talk about. Jason, tell us a little bit. I could see you were bummed when you walked in because you and I probably both saw the footage of Henrik Zetterberg retiring. He seems so bummed today.
I've lost a little piece of my soul today. It's just one of those things where when you have a player who's with the team from the start of their career, listen, he was a 7th round pick, okay, 210th overall, became the captain of the Red Wings, and he's a legendary player. And unfortunately, because of a back problem, he had to retire. And listen, these guys are not going to go down, unless they're swinging. And I can't imagine him unless this was a major, major problem.
Yeah, no, he said it's very strange to be talking about not playing anymore. And it really hit. It was like, imagine hanging up my scalpel, and I'm like, I'm not going to be doing nose jobs and boob jobs anymore. I'd be very I don't even know how I'd even say that.
Take the fact that he's a Red Wing out of the equation as well, and I'll just put it from a neutral standpoint. I always hate to see a legendary player for a team, or especially someone who's been with a team for the whole time, have to retire because of medical reasons.
Right.
That always bothers me. Except for if it was Crosby, it'd be a different story. But just about any other player, it's one of those situations where you hate to see somebody go out when because they have to, rather than it's on their own terms.
I don't see that, and something like Yager clearing waivers. That broke my heart.
I agree with you 100%. No one wanted him. How's that possible? He's still Yager.
He's my age.
When I was living in Miami, I was yeah.
He's not
Dude, he was
50.
crushing it.
Is he? He's not 50.
No, he's like
47.
Yeah.
48. Yeah.
Gordy played till he was 52.
Same vintage.
Yeah.
He did. That's right. Gordy was in there big time.
Ovechkin will play well through his 60s. So
I don't know if he's done partying yet. I'm not sure he's going to make the training camp. He's still
he's
on
there.
auto
He's there,
party.
and he's back with the one-liners today. They asked him, well, what's the theme for this season? He goes, not be sucked, back to back.
That'd be great. I mean, I think that is it's a big year for the Capitals.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were there, and that's kind of how we wound up having you on this podcast. Because as a plastic surgeon, you had a very
You were worried about me. That's what it was.
I was very worried, and you had a unique injury that in a million years I wouldn't have said. And this could actually happen.
Yeah.
I mean, and then it
you
could actually happen
know how
to
fast
Mia.
pucks fly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're going, when they're coming out, now when they're coming over the glass, maybe they're going 60, 70, but if you remember, somebody died from being hit in the head from a puck a little while ago, which spawned the nets going out.
The little kid.
Yes.
Yes.
So there
At
can
Blue
be very
Jackets.
bad injuries.
The Blue Jackets game.
So what game was it that it happened in?
It was against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was in D.C., and I believe it was Game 4. It was Game 4 because I wanted them to end it there, and they did not.
They did not. They lost
They
that game.
sure didn't. Yeah.
That was a bummer.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are the odds that you get hit and that maybe it was the implant that saved your life too? It's like if you get hit hard,
I'm not going to lie. As soon as I got hit, my initial reaction, because I didn't see it coming. I was talking to my friend. The puck wasn't. I don't know if the puck was in play. It wasn't during the game because there was very few players on the ice, and I think somebody was just shooting a puck around.
Was it practice then, or was it?
No.
Oh,
it was well into the game. It was in the third. It was after the third, between the second and the third. But my initial reaction, and this goes to show you what state of age we live in, but I thought I got shot.
Wow.
That's how hard it hit me, and it knocked my breath out. And I just clutched my chest, and I didn't know what to do. And my initial reaction was just to look at my hand and check for blood.
Wow.
And there was no blood. but I did get the most beautiful gift in the world, which is not a consultation with you out of it, but as puck from the game, from a Stanley Cup playoff game.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a huge winner.
That's priceless.
Yeah.
I bought one at the Caps Knights game. That thing was so expensive. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'll get hit in the other tip for another one. I'm telling you.
But you earned it though. You earned
Did.
it.
definitely
Some
earned
guy
it.
tried to take it from me. I'm like, dude, I just opted an implant for this. Give it to me.
I mean, that was.
You know, the only thing it reminds me of was in Slapshot when the organist got hit in the head with the puck. You know, that was what it reminded me of when I heard about this happening. But yeah, it's.
Well, I heard about it because one of my friends, saw the article about it. There was one of these internet articles. He's like, "You got to have her on your podcast. Like, what are the odds? Like, let's do the math here. That this happens to this person. That it's like the breast. Like, it's just it's astronomical. But I do think that had you been hit straight on with the amount of force that you just said, you could have broken ribs. Could have problems. You have a pneumothorax. Cardiac arrest. I'm telling you, there was some padding. There's
something called a precordial thump that you do if somebody goes into cardiac arrest when you have to actually hit their chest, but it could also induce cardiac arrest where your heart stops.
Jesus Christ. And it hit me right here.
Yeah.
Like, and your heart's on the left side.
Yes.
It's not directly in the middle.
Almost everyone it is, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. And so, I mean, I'm not joking. I'm saying this was like a big deal. That there was
it could have been
some
life-threatening,
padding.
no question.
Yeah, I mean, there was a cop that got shot. She had a breast implant, and the implant stopped the bullet. Like it didn't make it through to her chest. It stopped in the gel. So went through her vest, and then stopped in the implant.
Jeez, was the gel from the 90s?
Kevlar vest. No, it was probably a cohesive. That's the thing, is that the new implants are highly cohesive. These, quote unquote gummy bear implants.
Yeah.
And they're better because even if they do rupture, they don't spill silicone all into the body. So that's why all the new implants for the last 2 or 3 years are cohesive to that level. But yours are gummy bears, which are highly cohesive.
Kind of like run flat tires.
Yeah, and there you go. That's
I suppose if you an analogy.
Exactly.
That's good.
But the old ones used to be like, they used to call them low bleed, because a certain amount of silicone would be found outside of the implant, because it's a silicone polymer it's encased in there that makes the shell, and then some of the silicone would actually bleed through the outside, and that's why there was so much more capsular contracture and problems. So these were good implants.
Yes, they were.
They're hockey safe.
Right.
It's sort of like a Wolverine kind of moment, right? Instead of putting some titanium metal on the ribs, you get a breast implant. It's good.
Oh my God.
Well, anyway,
Now, are we going to see a bunch of NHL players getting breast implants, you think?
I think that's highly unlikely, but maybe they would get their body armor put under the skin. I think that would be kind of cool.
That would be so dope.
You could put like Kevlar gel things under there. It'd be very.
I like where your mind's at.
Oh, yeah, that's for a sci-fi movie soon to be seen.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm really glad that you did okay, and you did not have to have surgery or anything like that. So
No.
you did fine.
Yeah.
But I bet it bruised like crazy.
Oh, it was bad. It was like, the middle was clear, and then it was just like a burst of red, purple, and blue all around it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you got thumped.
Yep.
I mean, and by the way, those hockey pucks are hard as a rock.
Yes, they are.
Especially when they're frozen. They're vulcanized rubber and it's frozen, and
That's
it's make
right.
it even so it has more.
It was fantastic. When I picked it up, it still had ice all over it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was such a beautiful moment. I remember laughing.
You're a true fan. You own it.
It's okay when they try to get the puck from you, though. That's terrible.
Everyone around us was like, no, you give that puck to her.
Yeah, seriously, that's crazy.
Well, I'm glad that you did well, and your Capitals.
They did well.
What a
too.
home run! What was that like for you as a Capitals fan, watching them win?
What is that?
That's my phone. Sorry, you shut it on silent there. Yeah.
It was incredible to wake up and realize that they had won.
I mean, well, it happened in Vegas. Correct?
It happened in Vegas when I was in Copenhagen, 7 hours ahead. So I stayed up for the first period, and I had stayed up 2 nights prior, and then I had also worked at a restaurant the night before, so I was just running so low on sleep. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm going to stay up, I'm going to try. I had my stream pulled up.
So it would be like 2 in the morning or something, right?
It was 3 in the morning. It was 3 in the morning by the end of the first period, and I could not make it. I fell asleep with the laptop open.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
It was so rough, but it was so incredible to wake up to 40 text messages to my phone, people congratulating me like I'm the one who was on the ice playing.
Well, exactly. It's your team. You
I know,
own
I know,
the
and
Capitals.
I've actually never told anyone. That is my most shameful thing to ever admit, that I did not. I mean, of course, I've rewatched it several times since then, but I did not watch it live. And I will never forgive myself for that.
You could have been in Vegas for that, too.
I was in Vegas for game 1.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. It was not good. We lost.
Yeah, they took the first 2, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
But then the Caps rallied. Like, what do you think
We wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious that they were not taking no for an answer. I mean,
There's a certain momentum you see in the playoffs when a team, even from series to series it can vary, but there's a momentum you see in a team when the pucks are just bouncing their way and they're finding a way to get to the pucks, to the net, and that's what happened with the Capitals. They just were finding a way every single time. There was never a doubt that they were going to win the cup, and it was just one of those things.
I think there was doubt after game 1 and game 2.
No, I don't think so. I still think they were at least
coming from a Capitals fan. Normally, that's when I become pessimistic and I say, nope, that's it. We're done. Like we've let off the gas. We're done. We're smoked. We're not coming back. But man, I saw the fire in our eyes when they were playing those games that we still lost.
Yeah,
and
I mean, they
believed.
wanted it. They played great. I mean, they're just
Vegas played really good too. That's what it was. It's not that we played poorly, which is usually our downfall against the Penguins, but
we don't ever talk about that on here, man. Don't worry about it.
What?
The
Penguins?
beating
Oh,
the Capitals.
man.
You do realize, I mean, obviously I'm a Red Wings fan, and they took a poll on social media of what team Red Wings fans in general hate the most, and it was the Penguins.
Why? That
It has to do with your headlines.
Yeah.
Let me take you back to June 2009.
By the way, I won $500 on this game, so go ahead. You can go ahead. You can tell
I
the
had
story.
seen the Red Wings win in my lifetime 4 cups on television. I was a resident, couldn't afford tickets. I'll make it real brief.
Spoiled, both of you.
No, I
Both of you spoiled.
couldn't afford tickets to go. But when I finally was able to afford tickets when they were playing the Penguins in Game 7 in June 2009, I flew in, had 2 tickets on the blue line, of which I could not find a friend to go with because all of them either had kids doing dance recitals or some other reason they couldn't go.
I would have gone with you.
My friend Ron went with me. And
I would have given my child up for adoption to go with you, and I'm not even a Red Wings fan.
they missed that tying goal by like a millimeter, okay, a Fleury stick. The second it ended, I said, I'm not going to stick around and watch Crosby hoist the cup in Joe Louis Arena on my turf. And I walked out, and I was not going to watch it. And still to this day, it makes me sick to think about that day. Flying home was the most depressing flight ever.
Oh my God.
But
Very painful for you.
yeah, it was. But the thing is that
Pretty sweet.
my goal of seeing them win
You're
it
a monster.
in person and being there in person has not yet been met. That's one of my few things in my life I want to do.
You're gonna have to wait a very long time for that.
We're going to have about
Right now you do.
Yeah.
It's painful right
4
now
or
for
5
the Red
years.
Wings.
4 or 5 years, and especially now with Zetterberg going out. But you know what? Listen, it's cyclical, and as you know, it's with the cap. This is a very cyclical league now, and you know, in the next 5-7 years, it's going to be us on top and other teams that are not doing as well. So I'm just biding our time. I think we're gonna.
The 1 year I thought was actually out of all the years that are our year, like quote unquote, it was 2016, and I have never been more heartbroken.
Yeah, they had a great team.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question.
We
When
were
they
stacked.
When
Yeah,
they lost
Justin
those first 2
Williams,
games to Columbus in the first round,
Yeah.
and down 0-2 coming back home,
Yeah.
you had to have been like, okay, same old Caps. You had to have said on some level at that point.
I did, and I said it on my Instagram story. I actually cried publicly on my Instagram story after the Game 2 loss.
Something happened. Something changed at that Game 3.
Yep.
That
They looked
set them on this
sick.
path. I don't know what it was or who said what. It's one of those guys. Usually, it's one of those guys that never talks in a locker room. That'll come out and say something.
Who would your money be on?
I mean, I don't know the Caps players that well to really, you know, from a personality standpoint.
You did say who it was, and I
Did
know.
I?
Yeah, you did.
Pull the tape,
Backstrom?
Sean.
No.
Pull the tip!
No, it was what's his name? The hyphenated.
Denante
Kelly.
Smith
used to
Kelly.
be-
Smith
you-
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told you during the series. I said he is my favorite player on the Capitals
was
now. He
unbelievable.
was so clutch, came through, and they should have offered him more than just a 1 year.
No, are you
No, they
kidding me?
should've.
I mean, they stole that guy. He's a great
He used to
player.
be on
More to
Anaheim.
come. Yeah, he
Yeah.
started on the Ducks.
Yeah.
I know, he was drafted, I think.
But it might have been him that said something. But whatever it was that happened in that locker room, we may never know. changed the course of that.
You know, because he hasn't been on the team for very long, and
No.
after that, I saw even on the ice the bond between
Yeah.
him and the rest of the veteran players.
I agree. I agree.
No, he killed it. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, I know that Ovechkin has, in my mind, been part of the problem for them because everybody's trying to get the puck to Ovechkin,
Yeah.
get the puck to him. And in this series,
No, get it
and
to
all-
Vrana, get it to Burakovsky,
That's
get
right.
it. Oh,
He-
Jakub
and-
Vrana, holy shit!
But
Yeah.
I got to tell you that Ovechkin played an enlightened game in these series. This year he was a different player. His vision for the ice has changed. He was no longer send it to me. He was like, where can I get this puck to get it into the net? He had much more vision.
You know what my theory is about that? When they won the Stanley Cup, we found out that his wife was 6 months pregnant.
No.
Yep.
Really?
Yep, she had been
Wow.
hiding it the entire playoffs and tail end of the regular season. And when they won on the ice is when she opened up her shawl and she was like, "That's right,
Oh,
we're
no.
having a baby Ovechkin."
Oh my God!
It was
are you kidding?
incredible. So I think that
Did
was
they have a boy or a girl?
a boy, and his
They
name.
had her name was
Yep.
Stanley.
Oh,
I don't think so.
no!
I
It's,
would've-
it's something so Russian. It's
Oh,
Evgeny.
Definitely.
Okay.
There you go. That's a class.
No, not Evgeny. It's something super fucking Russian.
But Stanley would have made more sense, I think.
Yeah.
You know, Stanley Ovechkin.
Stan Lichkinov.
Stanley middle name Cup
I would make it a name.
Ovechkin.
Stanley Cup.
So let me ask you a question. Why the Capitals?
Because I grew up in DC.
Ah,
I'm
see,
a
okay, wait.
yeah.
That's what I try to tell him. You grew up in there. You're loyal to your team no matter where you go, no
Oh,
matter where
yeah.
you live. You're
It's
loyal to the team
painful.
where you grow up.
No
This
one
is like
chooses
every
this
week.
life. I'm also a Redskins fan
Thank you.
and a Wizards fan.
Thank you.
It's not fun, man.
Well, I'm a Lions fan.
By the way, Nationals.
Yeah. that look.
I'm not a big. I'm
Yeah.
not a big baseball
All
fan.
right, yeah. The Nationals are nothing to.
I couldn't give a shit if they won. If they actually won the World Series.
So growing up, then you went to games as a kid. I'm assuming.
Not many. So
Really?
my parents, very Catholic, very like Middle Eastern. We moved here when I was 10 years old. So
Got it.
you know, they're still stuck in their traditional ways, so they're not big on American sports. So I always had to watch the games on TV. My first Capitals game was actually in Dallas. That was my first Capitals game. My first
That's very
my first
un-DC of
home
you.
Capitals. Yeah, I know. So I tried to go to 3 separate home Capitals games. All 3 of them canceled because of snowstorms, and my flight also canceled because
You
of
can't cancel a
snowstorms.
hockey game from snow.
All 3 games.
Come
Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and catch them on the road. So ever since then, I catch them playing.
Wherever.
Playing the Kings. I catch them playing Dallas. I really like to see them down in Miami playing the Panthers. I like the Panthers.
The Panthers
I'm a
have,
Panthers
like-
sympathizer.
You're one
Yeah,
of
I
the
am too.
3,000 fans in the stands.
Yeah.
It was dirt cheap to get
Yes.
center ice
Oh, yeah.
on the glass.
I'm sure.
I talked about that last year.
$99.
Yeah.
$99.
Wow.
I went to a game last year against the Blue Jackets because Seth Jones was there, and I was like, maybe my brother and I went. He lives in Florida. I was at a meeting in Miami,
Of course
and
he
there
does.
was like 6,000 people in the stands
Yeah.
total. And by the way, the Panthers have an incredible team. I mean, I love watching Trocheck play. He's a Pittsburgh
Also,
guy.
it's still fucking hockey.
It is. That's right.
I'd watch beer league hockey. I would pay
Totally.
to watch beer league hockey.
I watch hockey in Dubai in the Dubai Mall.
Oh, wait, the girls?
No, the guys.
Oh.
The girls, the Gazelles play there too. And I
Okay.
know one of the players on the Gazelles. And then we watched the Al Ain Scorpions versus the Dubai Camels. It was
God,
like
that
a
is so
crack
funny.
up. But they were good because
The
there was a
Ice
bunch
Camels.
of, they all had their they had all their flags on where they're from. So everybody's from like
Finland,
Sweden, Norway, Russia, Canada, and it was really Troy Kaler was a guy who was from Toronto that was there, and he's like, yeah, come on down. And it was really fun.
What was
So
the
no
quality
checking.
of the ice in the hotter climates? I'm always
The,
wondering.
the ice is like slush.
It's
I
gotta
mean,
be.
it sucks in that Dubai
Because they
Mall.
said in some of the other areas, like in Vegas, sometimes it was rougher ice, and when it's really humid out, it gets to be rougher ice.
Yeah.
I don't think the Dubai Mall's like cranking it out on the ice quality.
No,
That's not their thing.
it's not like the Houston Galleria Mall.
Right.
Yeah.
Their rink is actually really solid.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get good
It's
ice
good.
in the heat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's bad in Anaheim sometimes. When you get into the playoffs and
Sure.
if they get into the second round, which they didn't this year because they were swept. But the
That's
the
your
Sharks.
It's your 7th favorite team, right?
No, I don't know
Or
where they are.
I can't remember where it
No,
is.
they're.
I'm not gonna let you give him shit about that because
Yeah.
I'm the same way. If a team has never wronged me and I either like a player on them or they're just fun to watch in general, I'll root for them.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that he's from New Jersey.
Oh, that I don't respect.
Wait, from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Somehow
with Jersey?
grew up a Rangers fan, and then goes to Pittsburgh for his training. Now is a Penguins fan.
Yeah, like Jersey has a team
That's my point.
that
they
is
do.
good.
That's my
I
point.
know. Talk to Skating and Stilettos. Christy Flannery.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll talk about the Devils all day long. I
But
knew
you
the
have-
people that started the Devils. You know, Pat Verbeek, for God's sake, lived next to my best friend. I was not a Devils fan. Still am not.
But you have to be loyal to the team you grew up with.
I grew up.
Yeah.
I'm always loyal to the Rangers on one level.
Until he
But
decided one day that it was more convenient to root for the Penguins.
Right.
It was. It wasn't a convenience thing. There was a
Coincidentally, it
religious.
happened to be
Oh, yeah.
when
Listen,
Sidney
there was a
Crosby drafted.
religious.
Yes.
No, it wasn't. That was Sidney Crosby. I was in practice when Sidney Crosby was drafted. You know, you guys forget how old I am. Like, I've been around.
You're a year older than me.
Well, then you're old too. That's the bottom line. So too bad. But the
Drag you down
reality
with
is,
you?
I'm going to drag you down hard on this one because Crosby was drafted in 2002.
2, wasn't it? Yeah.
Same with
In practice
Ovi.
already. Already at UC Irvine, tenure track professor at that point. Like, which I quit, by the way. That's why I'm here. But the reality was that I was there when Mario Lemieux made a comeback
Right.
and got back on the ice.
That was in 2000, I think.
Yeah, I think it was in 2000 because I remember having to leave like the holiday celebration down in Florida with my father-in-law and the whole family, and they were like, "He's playing tonight." I was like, "Okay, I gotta go. See you later. I'm out."
I
You
knew
know,
what I was not doing.
goodbye.
I was playing fantasy hockey at the time, and everybody's trying to get a leg up to get the waiver pick to get
Lemieux.
And then somebody released some kind of code online. You could like kind of sneak him and steal him off.
What?
Yeah, I tried doing it, and then it said he was on my team for a little bit, and I got yelled at, and it didn't work. And then
Do you guys do fantasy hockey?
I don't.
I haven't for a long time.
Let's do it this year. I want to join.
I would do it.
I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, we had.
You should get your listeners to do it, and then we'll do like everyone in here, and we'll. Do,
I
like,
tried
a 12
picking the
team.
teams in the playoffs for the Stanley Cup. I think I came in second to last. I'm terrible with that.
You didn't do well.
No.
You were the worst. Who was it that won? Our Lauren, our
Jackie.
Yeah.
Jackie
Jacqueline.
from
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won it like outright. She picked the Vegas Golden Knights to win the
No,
cup.
she picked the Capitals.
The Capitals to win the cup against the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
So she picked the finals, and she won it all.
That's
like,
what I
was
had
like-
too in my and I had it in 6 games.
You had Golden Knights
Yeah.
and Caps.
Yeah.
And you picked the Caps to win.
Of course, in 6 games too,
An
not
emotional
7.
buy though, as opposed to like.
But I pick them every year.
Right. Yeah.
That's
it's
nothing
gonna,
new.
Like 1 year, it's
I
gonna be
really
right.
wanted it to be like if the Capitals had been eliminated by the Blue Jackets, I would have been all in on the Knights. I would have
Yeah.
gotten a jersey. I still would have gone to the games.
Yeah.
They were hard to root against, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the
They
Golden
are
Knights are
lovable
great.
as shit.
They're a great team.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they got even greater this year. I
Bunch
mean,
of
this summer
scrappy
they
motherfuckers.
They're making moves.
I mean, we'll talk about the moves a little bit. What I
Yeah.
want you to do before we move on to those sort of things is tell me the 10 reasons why we should all be watching the Capitals this year. Basically, the 10 reasons why I hate the Capitals.
10 reasons why you should watch the Capitals. Ovi doing Ovi things.
He's back.
He's
Okay.
back.
New coach.
You could watch us implode because Trotzy left us.
Well, that's a big problem.
That and I completely forgot that we lost our fucking head coach until the press conference today. I'm like, who is that? Oh my god, we lost Trotzy.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he went to the Islanders
Yes!
like weeks after this cup.
And this is why I have trust issues. It's no boyfriends that have wronged me. It's just hockey.
The coach left right
Yeah.
away. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a big deal.
Like, pay the man. He won us a Stanley Cup.
Well, it was the contract situation that came up that was the problem, and they could have easily renegotiated the contract and kept him. They just didn't. I don't think they felt that it was worth it. I don't know.
Who did they think was worth it then?
I don't know. I mean, at the point, you could not name a better coach in the NHL.
No, absolutely
other
not.
than Babcock, I would say, and maybe one other. I'm just saying.
I
as
knew
far
that
as
was
coach.
coming. I knew the Babcock was going
God,
to
I
be
hate
it.
him.
Other than Babcock, no. I mean, it's a big deal. So they lost their coach.
Mm-hmm.
What about? Tell me about your favorite players. You know, who's going to do it next year for this team? Ovechkin's not going to do it alone. Who's going to help him? I mean, obviously, I love Backstrom.
I love Backstrom, but he doesn't. He just the fire has gone out a little bit, you know.
Are they not as hungry this time?
Oh, we're
One?
hungry.
Okay.
We're hungry. We want to be back to back, just like the fucking Penguins. They can still hold that over us. We want to be back to back too, but
Yeah.
it's going to be hard with a new coach and. Thankfully, we didn't lose too many key players. We re-signed everyone we should have re-signed. Like Carlson got the extension he deserved. Who else? Tom Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Wilson's going to be an X factor too. He is one to watch. He's my third
amazing.
baseman. That is a bad man. Yeah.
He's great.
But it has to do with chemistry.
He killed Fleury.
It has to do with whatever.
Killed him.
But it has to do with whatever offense that the coach hasn't implemented, the whole team philosophy, whether it's puck possession or whatever else. It's a whole chemistry thing.
Yeah.
And like you just said, it's going to take some time for them to kind of get used to his style and playing in actual games.
It helps that we also just hired from within the ranks rather than bring someone new in.
True.
So they're used to him.
Tell me a little bit about Braden Holtby's issues. Like he goes up, he goes down. What is it that's going on with him when he hits the down button? Because he hits down hard.
Did you guys play hockey?
I played
for
when I was
fun.
young, yeah.
And you know how crazy goalies are. Like they are literally
nuts.
insane. They're nuts.
Yes.
They're absolutely crazy.
You have to be
See
crazy.
John Blue.
Yes.
He'll be here next week. By
Oh,
the way.
good. Okay.
Who is that?
He's a goalie
former
for the,
goalie.
Oh,
for the
okay.
Bruins. He comes in for us a lot.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, good guy.
Honestly, I think it's just one thing that goes wrong, and it unhinges him for the rest of the game. And then Grubauer comes in, and thankfully, Grubauer's a great number 2 for us, but he's no holds.
No.
But Grubauer actually had trouble in the playoffs.
Grubauer got traded, by the way.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying he had trouble in the playoffs, and then Holtby came in and
Yeah.
then ran the table at that point. But
Yep. It was tough to see Holtby not starting.
yeah,
That
was
hurt.
a big controversy,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
But he had moments during the season where, I remember having John Blue on, and we talked about the greatest goalies in the league, and Holtby, he was like hands down the top guy, and then all of a sudden, like, not really. And he was struggling. It was
Yeah,
clearly
like an
mental, because
87% playoff percentage.
Yeah,
it was not
his
good.
numbers were not
Yeah.
great. I mean, statistically, he was far from it.
Yeah.
But then, like, towards the end, he turns it around.
I really just think that for goalies, it's one thing that goes wrong that can completely derail their entire confidence process, everything.
And that clearly has happened.
You
for
can
him.
see it you can see it on his face too, the frustration after letting a few go in and just.
Well, and Matt Murray, obviously, the cap's got under his skin big
Oh, yeah.
time. I mean,
Him and Ovi were chirping it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It was great to
Absolutely.
see.
No, I mean, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Pens, but that's not our topic today. We'll. What about Verona? This kid is.
I like
amazing.
him. Jakub Verana.
Yeah, he's got some game.
Yeah, he's definitely. I want to say he has potential, but he's shown his potential, and he's not. He definitely has room to grow, which is insane.
Well, he's on a 3-year starter contract, right? So he's
yeah,
there.
I'm really excited to see where he goes because he's motivated. I see him in the gym, putting in the work in the off season. Also partying it the fuck up in Scandinavia, wherever he is, Austria.
Doing Stanley Cup stands. Is
Oh,
that,
they've banned that now.
I know.
I'm sorry, you guys.
What they banned?
They
Just
banned the
don't-
cup stand.
Really?
We've bent the cup so out of shape that they have banned all future.
Oh,
we're the first
So
team
it
to
did
ever
get
do
bent.
it.
It did get bent.
Yeah, we bent it.
Oh.
But you know what? The Dallas Stars dropped it off of a second-story hotel room window with Pantera. So
That's very David Letterman of them. To remember, he used to drop shit off
Of
the
course,
buildings,
of course.
like everything. It was great.
I didn't know they actually bent it. I thought they were more worried
it
about
was
the
bent.
player's safety.
So by the time it made it to TJ Oshie too.
Well, of course, he's amazing. He's definitely he's a gamer.
His wife alone.
Really?
Have you seen her?
No, but I know he's from Warroads in Warroads, Minnesota.
Yeah, he is.
So-
They both are actually.
Really?
Well, so it's a
There's like
shocker when
18
you see
people
what she
there.
looks like.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, we'll have to get that for the
For
the
science.
Video. Yeah, exactly.
Her name's Lauren, Lauren.
That's right. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll check her out. She's. I mean, these.
Do a little research here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I mean, I think Oshie is amazing. You know what was really bummed though is when the Capitals traded Kevin
Wow.
Shattenkirk.
Wait a minute. Hold the
No,
phone. Hold
Shattenkirk did jack shit for us in the playoffs last year.
No, I know.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
It's like he didn't even show up or pack his bags when we acquired him. Let me see.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
No,
that's
she
like
got bigger tits now.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's an old photo. That's from their.
Can I see?
Yeah?
Yeah, she looks beautiful.
She's
and
gorgeous.
She's from Warroads
Good,
also.
it's a very
Yeah.
good looking couple.
I mean,
Very
something's
good-looking
going
couple.
on up in
Yeah.
Warroads.
You should
They're
see their
making beautiful people
children.
there.
They're making beautiful
Oh, I bet.
babies.
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
Well, and, he's just an amazing player. It's great watching him.
Great
He's-
guy, great player, American hero.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And some great players come out of Warroads. It is a hockey
Breeding ground, yeah.
hockey town, hardcore.
There's nothing else to do there.
Yeah, I mean they they really have I think there are, 190 people that live there or something? It's like the tiniest
They
little
took the
place.
cup there this year.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have
Big
you
party
ever
there.
gotten a day with the cup? Have you
No,
ever
I was
played the cup?
offered a day with the cup in Dallas because someone from the organization, it was their day with it, and they were bringing it to a gym there. It's actually the gym right behind the Belmont Hotel where I always stay, which is why they reached out to my manager to see if I wanted to come and just, touch the cup.
Absolutely.
And I was all in for it. I was like, Jeff, just make sure I'm not going to get kidnapped and chopped into pieces, and,
That's good.
just do, your thorough research,
Yeah.
but if it's legit, I'm all in. And then I realized it was during a business trip that I had already had planned, yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah,
It'll,
I was
it'll
so
come
sad.
around for you. That day will
It
come.
will. It will. I saw the cup in Toronto, though, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Well, there's two different cups, obviously.
It was the fake cup, okay?
Yeah,
But
no, it's okay. No, it's still considered the cup.
Yeah.
It's just that there's the show one, and then there's the one that travels.
yeah, while it's on the road, they put the
Yeah.
show one on there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
but it's really amazing seeing the names on there.
Oh, it's so
That's-
cool.
that's
very
It
cool.
gives you
Yeah.
chills.
It's
I,
history.
I was even superstitious. I didn't want to touch it.
Really?
I didn't deserve to touch it yet.
Because the Caps hadn't won.
Yeah.
Of course. You don't. Yeah. You don't.
You don't touch it. I
You
mean,
don't
we
touch it
still
unless
did.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, it's.
I was not going to bring it up, Sean.
Sean Gosser, our producer.
Oh.
He wants to remind us that Jason did.
You touched the cup?
Listen, we've told this story on the podcast so many times, but you got to tell me. You have to.
I'll be very brief because I'm sure people are going to get mad at me for telling the story again. I got to find the picture for you.
We can cut it out.
Oh yeah,
because-
Lauren's got it right on
Oh,
tap.
You are huge, dude!
Well, that was 20 years ago when I was in
What is your
residency.
wingspan?
That's big.
It's long.
My
I'm almost
God.
6'7", right?
Yeah,
You know.
he's.
But also, that's when I was in residency. You can see the pager there. I have my pager. And,
That's amazing. I just thought you were a drug dealer.
No, that's now.
I think that's what Emerson said too.
Real brief.
He really is a drug dealer now. For real.
Well, I do pain management.
Oh, okay.
And spine injections and that sort of thing. So, but I'm very careful with, and for the DEA listening, I'm very careful when I prescribe. I use the cures.
There's going to be a raid on the podcast.
Yeah.
Studios. All right, we heard you as a drug dealer in here. Where's that Jason Berkeley guy?
Real brief. Years ago, when I was living in Michigan, which is where I'm from, my friend's girlfriend lived next door to one of the Red Wings who was injured the year before in a horrible accident when their limo driver was drinking and driving and smashed into a tree. It was a horrible thing. Vladimir
terrible.
Konstantinov, and he was brain damaged, and it's a horribly sad story. Anyway, they had the cup at their house for a party, and they had it there on a pedestal, and the guy taking care of the cup was right there. And they allowed us to pose with it and drink champagne out of it, but you couldn't do anything else.
Okay.
So after the party was winding down, this is before cell phones. I had a disposable camera that I brought. It was a Fuji disposable camera. I got it at the pharmacy. And I'm walking out with my friend. And,
They still
and
sell those, by the way.
They do?
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
ridiculous.
I didn't really know that. Okay. This is 1998. So I'm walking out, and the guy taking care of the cup happened to be taking the cup to hose out the champagne and hose it out. He puts the cup down to put the hose back. It's by itself. And I said, I'm never going to get another chance the rest of my life. This is lightning in a bottle. I said, Mark, take the picture. He goes, what? I go, take the picture. I picked it up. He took the picture, and the guy started screaming at me, berating me, insulting me.
The keeper of the cup
Keeper
yelled
of
at
the
you?
cup. Yeah, screaming at me.
The keeper of the cup.
Who the F do you think you are? Drop that, put it down. You don't deserve it. And I got my picture.
I like his, how protective he is over
very
it.
protective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, are we just glazing over the fact that he piggybacked off someone's Make-A-Wish?
It was someone's Make-A-Wish?
Yeah, the girl who got injured.
Oh, I
Oh
didn't
no,
know.
that was Konstantinov. It was one of the players.
It
Who,
was
Oh,
one of the players.
okay.
No, not Konstantinov. Yeah.
but by the way, that wouldn't have stopped Jason. Don't worry.
No, he wasn't. He actually wasn't there. No, I wouldn't have got it. He actually wasn't. Vladdy wasn't there. It was at.
I know
at
you have
Shell's-
cancer, kid. Too bad.
It's like George Costanza running out.
I've applied to
on fire
Make-A-Wish
and pushing
so many
kids out.
times.
Well, I mean, there
They
you
still
go.
haven't gotten back to me.
They won't give you the
No.
cup. Huh?
I mean, honestly,
Well, they won't give it to me anymore. I'm sure.
No,
At this
you're
point, I'm
banned
already-
from the cup.
Yeah, I
There's a
am.
restraining order.
I'm on the
against you.
list.
Totally, you're definitely on the list. If
But it
you
was
see this
great.
guy around the rink, get him out of here.
It felt light as a feather. It was a
Really?
Oh yeah, I was literally. I felt my adrenaline.
I heard it was only about 40 pounds.
It's about 30.
Yeah.
My adrenaline was pumping so much. It felt
I
light as a
bet.
feather, and it was such a great surreal moment. I said,
my God.
I'm the only one in this world holding the Stanley Cup.
That
That was
is
it.
insane. That's a great
real.
picture too. It's clear.
There are
it's
two
great.
pictures in existence. One is my parents have it above their mantle in their house, and the other one's at my friend's gym, Pro Gym in Brentwood, where the owner, I signed one of them for him as a joke because he had a bunch of celebrities up there. I signed it, and when I would go to the gym, people would say, "Man, you won the cup." I'm like, Yeah, back in '98.
Oh my God.
You know, I totally they're like lying. They're like, that's you up there. I said, yeah.
Yeah, well, I got my day with the cup.
They're like, why aren't you wearing a jersey? Why are you wearing a pager? I had no answer for those questions. I just walked along.
Because I'm one of the guys that's on the list.
Right,
That's why.
right. I know on the list.
So Mia, who's on your Mount Puckmore?
My Mount Puckmore.
Of the NHL.
Remind me again how many people
today.
are on Mount Rushmore?
4.
Okay,
Four.
that's what I thought. Definitely Ovechkin, obviously.
He's on mine too.
I'm not even going to lie to you. Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. Okay. That's a big one coming from a Capitals fan.
Now, do they have to be currently playing?
Playing now.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's
That
playing?
narrows it down a little bit, because obviously, I mean, the great one. I would have said Yager, but
He's out.
NHL doesn't
They lost
count.
him on waivers.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like PK Subban and what he's done for the league.
Wow. All right. Subban.
Yeah.
I told you it was a big mistake when Montreal let him go.
Absolutely.
He got
that
chased
city
out of town.
loved him.
Dude,
He got chased
big
out of town.
mistake.
He did.
Montreal's
Yeah.
down to like
They
down
have
to
no-
like nothing.
They have no one left to
Yeah.
hate now. 'Cause they hate
Pacioretty's
everyone.
we're talking
Yeah.
about Pacioretty in a second, but all right. So Subban, we got Ovechkin, Crosby, Subban. Subban would be happy to hear that, by the way. I think that would really.
He's very underrated.
His agent is in the locker next to me at the gym, and I'll have to.
I love Subban.
So do I.
when
He's
he was-
so likable.
He is, and he's really, really good.
Well, don't tell Mrs. Calvert that, because if she were here right now, somebody would be losing an arm.
Why?
Because she's got issues with that guy. I don't know why. She just, she just thinks that, he's just a thorn in the side of the NHL for some reason.
Oh, see,
From
I
a
think
player
he
standpoint, not from
lightens it
guy
up a little
standpoint.
bit.
No, he's a great guy. Subban the guy, I'm sure she's cool with, but like he's a wrecker. He beats teams himself. So from her fandom, she's like, that's Subban.
I gotta put a goalie up on my Puckmore too. So I'm gonna go with Lundqvist just to pretty it up.
Oh man, Lundqvist is a great choice.
Yeah.
I got him.
It's a
He's
gorgeous
kind of
man.
pretty.
He
All
is
right,
beautiful,
all right,
isn't he?
I'll go with
Kind
that.
of pretty. He's like super.
He's
handsome.
literally
He
a
looks
model
like,
on the side.
Yeah.
He what?
He's
Yeah,
literally a model on the side.
Yeah, he's a great looking guy. No, hands down.
Yeah.
No,
When
I-
he finishes.
So you don't want to scare people away from Mount Puckmore.
Yeah, because Ovechkin,
Oh.
not the Lundqvist looks on that
No,
guy. He's,
no. I've met him in person, and he is much better looking in person.
I'm sure he is. But he's got, from a rhinoplastic standpoint in my world, he's like a specimen.
Can we
I
get a
get that all the
dentist
time,
in
actually.
here
When
as
they
well
meet me
to
in person, they
comment?
say I'm better looking in person. I get that all the time.
Well, you are actually.
Thank
So who's
you.
on yours?
Yeah. Who's
On mine?
Your Mount Puckmore. Jason Berkeley.
Well, I mean, obviously, with the news today,
This will be
he's now.
four Red Wings.
No.
Oh my god.
Currently playing. So,
Not Zetterberg.
Well, I was going to say he was on there because.
that's
But he's
sad.
not now. So give us your four now.
Okay. Let me think about this.
Yeah, this is like a. You gotta.
It's
I
hard
need
to
a few
say,
days to think
but
about
this-
this.
but
Yeah.
you know what? This is
I'm,
also where
I'm
we
gonna
come
listen to
to-
this on Sunday and really regret my answer.
Maybe. You can call in and change.
Okay.
We'll allow that. Anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. I was gonna have to go with Zetterberg as one of the guys. No matter, even though he's just
Did we not
retired.
just say he's not playing?
I understand that, but he was still.
This
All
whole
right.
Mount Puckmore's under protest.
Oh God! I'm under with who?
I'm protesting it.
Okay. All right. Let me think about it. Come back. Go to you. I'll come back to me afterwards. Because the thing is, I
We're
don't.
overthinking this.
Yeah, don't
I put
overthink it.
PK
This is
Subban
easy.
on mine.
I
Okay.
know.
Oh, wait, I'll tell you.
Subban.
Okay.
I had fun with mine.
I'll tell you who my favorite players right now in the league. If I had to put them on there, I'd go with Giroux. Okay.
Boy, is he great.
I'm gonna go with Wayne Simmons, and I've been telling you this for a long time.
That's 2 Flyers.
That
Yeah.
I know. Listen,
Also, fuck Wayne Simmons.
I want that guy on my
I
team.
hate him.
I want that
He's
guy.
tough as
I
nails.
want that guy on my team.
I want him on my team too because I don't want him on the
every
other team.
single night for those two reasons: that how good he is, and also I don't want to play against him.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Okay.
So he's on your Mount Puckmore.
He scares Ovechkin.
Yeah, he scares everybody. He's tough, except for Kevin Bieksa, who beat the crap out of him in front of me.
I'm gonna have to go with.
Damn.
I mean, for probably, I'd have to put a defenseman up there. Probably have to go with Doughty. I'm sorry.
That's a good
I mean,
one.
I
You don't have
as
to
much.
apologize.
Well, because it's a king. I don't. You know.
I put a goalie up there, man.
I'm gonna put a goalie next. Jeez, I'm gonna have to
Are
go.
you a
with-
Kings fan?
No.
Kings sympathizer?
No.
Okay.
No.
Kings anything? In
Uh,
fact, he won't even take his daughter to a Kings Red Wings game.
Okay.
He's got to go to Detroit to take his daughter to the first game.
Hello, Child Protective Services.
My daughter's 5.5.
Why would you do that to her?
My daughter's, because I'm a Red Wing. Listen, my daughter's growing up on Detroit sports. I'm handing over the curse of the Lions to her. Okay.
Painful.
That's
really hurtful.
She's going to be a Red Wings fan. She already likes the Red Wings. Already has a jersey with Zetterberg's name
She
on it.
did say that on the podcast.
She did say that, and under duress, I have to say. But I want her first experience to be at a Detroit home game, and I haven't been to the new.
Where in Michigan are you from? Detroit?
Farmington Hills, the south side
Okay.
of Detroit. Yeah, and I haven't been to the new arena yet, so we're going to go in October. We're going to go see the Winnipeg Jets play, and they're going to play the Red Wings, and we may lose, but that's okay. At least I'm going to get the experience of actually going to a game.
I like that.
Yeah, and I want her to know what it feels like to.
But then will you take her to Kings games after she's gone to her first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely. I just want her first game to be there. After that, anything goes. And then for my youngest daughter, who's 19 months, when she gets old enough, I'll take her to Detroit as well. But the Wings come here early this year. Actually,
The saddest part about all of this is forcing
October
your children
7th.
to go to Detroit.
It's an up and coming. It's an up and coming city. It's on its way back.
Up and coming!
It is. It really is. It's on its way back.
It up and came and it went, and you say
Yeah.
it's up again.
No, it's on its way. It's on its way back. It really is.
Best Lebanese food in America, Dearborn, Michigan.
I have to agree. And actually, I have to shout out to Anita's Kitchen. Anita and her husband are two of the nicest people on the planet.
I love that place.
And yeah, Anita
So I
and
have
her
family in
husband.
Troy, so I spent a lot of time in Michigan.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Detroit, very nice. Anita and her husband were friends of our family, came to my sister's bat mitzvah, came to my bar mitzvah, the whole thing. We were friends of the family for years and years and years when they had their restaurant, and we just lost touch with them. I don't know what happened to them, but they're wonderful people. And best food I think I've ever had.
But it's interesting you said that too, because my fellow Ziad Hamouda, who is Palestinian,
Yeah.
by descent, but he's American, but grew up in Detroit,
Yeah.
And then Philadelphia, and he said there's just a lot of Palestinians around.
Yeah, a lot
around
of Middle
Detroit.
Easterns.
Yeah.
It's so close to the border of Canada, and there's a lot of Middle Eastern people.
The only place in the United States you actually have to go north to get or south to go to Canada.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta drive south of Detroit.
Go to the
Yep.
tunnel.
Yeah, I mean it's I love Lebanese food, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
delish.
Next
It's
time
like
I'm on the podcast, I'll bring
ridiculous.
hummus.
Oh, so good. I mean, it's interesting though. I went to Dubai with I forget who it was, one of my fellows, and we did not eat any Middle Eastern food. We went to a zillion restaurants, and then he's like, "Are we gonna get anything here that's from the Middle East?"
I just want a
"Probably
kebab,
not."
man.
I know, it was all. We were like an Italian restaurant. Dubai is gone
Yeah.
into another direction.
It's it's like the Vegas of the Middle East.
Totally.
It's such a fake city.
Yeah, it's literally sprung up out of nowhere
Yeah.
over a 20-year period. I mean, it's an incredible place.
But
it's-
I miss
it
the
is the Middle
city.
East.
I miss being there. I really do a lot, and I miss my one of my goals growing up was to get season tickets to the Red Wings. That's obviously never going to happen, but that's okay.
You can move
I mean,
to
you
Detroit.
can technically you can buy them and then sell them.
I was this close to doing it.
Do it.
No, this close to moving back.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
talk to Audrey about that? I'm not sure that she would be a fan.
She
of
wasn't.
that move.
My wife was not happy about
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
Those are brutal winters.
yeah, I get used to it.
I think at this point I'd just die if I went back to New Jersey. It'd be over. I was there last year when my mom was sick. I went there and it was 16 degrees outside. There was this blistering cold coming across I was on the baseball field where I grew up playing baseball. It was awful.
Why would you live
So
somewhere
cold.
where the air hurts your face?
It does. It hurts your face.
Yeah.
Because the heat here hurts my face.
Oh, it's not as bad as Texas.
Yeah, Texas is
Austin
a whole
is
different
pretty
level.
brutal. I landed here and I'm like, it's nippy. I need a jacket. I've
Texas
been wearing
with
a
the-
jacket everywhere.
Texas, where the state bird is the mosquito.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these things there in Texas? They are like,
I've never heard that.
holy crow. They're so, what is that?
They're huge.
They're huge.
Yeah. Everything's
I mean,
bigger in Texas,
Well,
including.
including the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They are massive, and they suck a quarter pint of blood out of you
Yeah.
when they bite you. It's like,
Change
you
the
get
It's like
team
you're
name.
sending it back to the lab for blood work.
Get rid of the Dallas Stars and change it to the Dallas Mosquitoes. Or
Send
Dallas
them-
Skeeters.
Send
The
them back
Skeeters.
to where were they before? Indiana.
Minnesota. North
Minnesota,
Stars.
yeah, the North Stars.
what?
Don't talk shit about the
so-
Stars though. That's literally all I have. It's the only hockey I have in Texas.
Well, they just kept Tyler safe.
I'm so happy
Is
about that.
So we're about to enter our big deal or no big deal section here, because that's one of the things on the roster. Is that a big deal for the Dallas
That is a
Stars?
big deal. You keep Tyler Seguin happy, you will make it back to the playoffs.
I think so. They need more than him. So what are they going to do next
Okay.
year? The Stars are in
Do they still have 3 goalies on their roster?
They have.
So
I'm trying
they need to
think who
fix
their
that
goalies are.
first
I'm
of
not
all.
Sure. Who's our guy that you were talking to, Lauren? You had
They got rid of Yemi, thank
McKenna,
God.
right?
McKenna.
They have
Yeah.
McKenna, and they have. They got. What about Budai? Is he gone?
I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't he there for a bit? He was from the Kings, and then he went somewhere. Ben Bishop. That's
Yes,
what I'm thinking of.
yes.
Bishop. That's right.
From Tampa.
Bishop, McKenna.
They have a new coach again, right?
I don't even know who their coach is.
Like, they're-
I can't-
they're
they
honest-
change
they're
coaches
honestly a
like-
mess.
They're
Yeah.
a mess. They change coaches so quickly. You
It's
can't
like
even keep
underwear.
track. Yeah, it's really not. It's not good for the team.
No.
Either. I don't know what the Stars will do. They have not been able to pull anything together in quite some time.
I like Jamie Benn, and I really like Tyler Seguin. I think that this is the best decision they made, because I know that it was kind of contentious, the whole contract negotiations between them. So I'm really glad they came to the right deal.
Well, if you look at some other teams, let's go down the big deal or no big deal. What about Pacioretty from the Canadians to the Vegas Golden Knights? Is this a big deal or no big deal?
This is good.
It's good for.
He wants to be there.
It's good for the Knights.
Yeah,
for sure.
he wants to be there, which is, oh no, it's terrible for Montreal, but we've already touched on how Montreal is just imploding.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? If you're a fan of the Habs and you're sitting there right now looking at your team, what do you have to look forward to on October 4th?
Seeing Carey Price play and from time to time. No, I'm
It's a
serious.
disaster.
I mean, listen.
What's there? Who can do anything on that team?
Tatar they just traded for. He's a great player.
He's a
but,
great player.
You're such a homer.
It's so true. Like everything.
I love it though.
We'll talk about Yzerman in a second, but everything goes back to Detroit.
I've never
He's
seen
as
a
happy
grown
as a
man do
little
that.
girl.
I do that. I've never seen a grown man
Oh,
do
you
it.
have not seen anything yet. Okay. At some point in this season, you have to either watch a game with us or go to a game with
I
us.
would love that.
Especially if it's the Red
Let's
Wings,
go to
you
a
will
Kings
see
game.
a whole new side of me.
Well,
Yes, my friend Alex, who cuts my hair, I got him tickets to a game one year.
Did he do this?
No, I'm going tomorrow.
All right, because I was going to hurt.
The fro's
That's all
getting
I'm
chopped
saying.
tomorrow. The fro's getting chopped tomorrow. This is 8 weeks of growth.
I have a haircut on
Yeah.
tomorrow too.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
there you go.
We were like cycling together on
You
our hair.
guys cycling together. Yes,
that.
I like that.
That's very cool. That's very nice.
So I like sitting behind the goal. And my reason I like sitting behind the goal the most is because when you get to see the play coming towards you, watching the power play develop, watching the plays develop, it's such a unique perspective of watching a game. You don't get really watching on TV or even most of the time sitting in person. So we were sitting in section 107 during the Red Wings, and he stands up. This is before they had won their cup. So there was a paucity of fans there because people didn't show up here to games before the Kings actually won anything.
Yeah.
He starts yelling at me. He's like, "Hey, you stupid effing Red Wings fan!" I go, "Alex, what are you doing?" I go, "He's like, your team stinks." And I said, "Alex, you haven't won anything yet. You have one stinking banner up there as the Western Conference champion, 1990." And
You're gonna get pounded.
the entire section.
That's right.
Wait, the entire section wanted to kick my ass, and the guy sitting next to me, had a tattoo on his right hand that said 1 ton, and on his left hand it said 2 tons. And he was a big dude, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna get killed."
Oh my God.
So I started making casual conversation and offered him some of my nachos, and I'm like,
Can I buy you a beer?
yeah, I buy you soda after the game,
No problem. Dude, you gotta watch that.
Yeah, but it was he
You
almost
take it
got me in a
seriously.
fight with all of section 107. But it's something that it's just part of my soul, and I can't shake it. And there are some teams that I do root for if the Wings are out of it.
I like that you have a favorite place to sit too. I have a favorite place to sit. I like section 117. I love that.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Jason is showing.
I'm getting one. I'm gonna get
Yes!
one at some point.
Okay,
That's amazing.
Jason pulled out a wallet with a winged wheel on it, and Mia, you have a Caps tattoo.
I do. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
Look at that. All
I'm
right,
thinking
Scott
about
A.
getting a Red Wings tattoo.
That's hardcore.
I may be getting it
Do it, pussy.
on my forehead.
Do it.
You gotta do it on your
On my
forehead.
forehead.
I saw a guy today with a magnet on his face. I was like, man, that must have been a big
What
decision
does that
for that
even
dude.
mean, a
I don't know,
magnet?
He had like one of those old school
Oh.
like U magnets on his temple
Oh.
with like lightning like to his eye, and I
Wow.
was like, that was a big decision.
That
for that
just
dude.
kind of
Like,
means
that's
You know how many people had to greenlight that? Like the
Oh my
person
God.
who took his paperwork, the tattoo artist.
that's a big
I think
deal.
that means you just kind of giving up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
Throw the towel.
I am going to be parking cars because that's.
That's
I
called
don't know
I
what else
never
you can
want
do
the
with
job
that.
again.
Yeah, so I saw that tattoo and I was like that, like it like almost shook me because I was like, that's your face, man. Like I work on people's faces all the time. And this is like.
I have a
that
name
was
of a
the
great
end.
tattoo artist. My friend gave me. He's a big tattoo guy. I'm like all set to do it. I just have to pull the trigger
Do it.
one day.
Do it.
Winged wheel.
But I already
Where are you
called
gonna
a
put it?
pussy now, so I don't know if I can do it now. I've been
You know,
berated again.
it's also the dumbest.
Mia Khalifa just.
She called me a
She
pussy.
called you out right there.
Yes, she did.
I
And
know, right on.
just
right on
better,
this
and I'm
podcast.
like,
on,
already
pain
called out.
doctor.
You better get that tattoo now. I want to
I'm-
see it. We'll expect it next week.
I'm not coming back on the show until you get it.
There you go. Well, now you're.
Wow.
Now it's on.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I'm not really seeing. Okay.
Even if it's like teeny tiny, just like a little, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Boom.
See,
Winged wheel.
I thought about doing this. I thought about getting
I
a
would
Red
get a
Wings
tattoo.
tattoo, and then I thought about getting a Lions tattoo, Detroit Lions, saying Super Bowl champs, and then leaving the year blank. Leaving the year
Yeah.
blank, though.
And you'd call it like body of losers.
No, and then it's not gonna happen in my lifetime. And if it
The
doesn't,
Hall of
they'll dig
we're
me
never
up
making the
after.
playoffs again.
If it doesn't happen in my lifetime, they'll dig me up after, and then tattoo the year on it and put me back in.
There you go.
That's
All
what I
right.
thought about.
That works. I like it.
You need to put that into your will.
There you go.
It already
I have
is.
so many crazy things in there to because my manager is my he's the one who has to like execute everything in my will.
Oh, well, that's good.
So thank you. So I have the I'm making him travel all over the country, just like spreading my ashes over various hockey stadiums. I don't know, but I need to add that in there, Jeffrey.
There was a guy in Cleveland I read in the paper, a guy in Cleveland who wanted.
I think you touched the nerve there, Mia.
He's like, I don't want more work when she dies.
We're gonna think of like 12 things you need to do.
Yes.
There was a guy in Cleveland who was a big Cleveland Browns fan, and he said he wanted his pallbearers to be Cleveland Browns so they could let him down one last time. I read that last year.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
That is great.
Is classic.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Who said that he wants the Browns to let him down one more time? Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm like, that does not sound accurate.
My mom requested that we take her ashes to Central Park by the Cleopatra
Right.
obelisk or whatever behind the Met and spread her ashes around. I was like, I think that's actually a felony crime.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sure we're gonna get that one, Mom. I'm pretty sure you've asked us to break
Yeah.
the law, like spreading human remains around in
I
the
always
Central
think about
Park.
the scene
Probably
from-
not
Aren't
doable.
plumes toxic?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not.
I always
in
think
there.
about the scene from Big Lebowski when they went to spread their friend's ashes on the beach and it flew back
That's a
in
great.
their face.
Classic.
That's the best scene
It's
in
a
the movie.
hilarious
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
That's a good one. Everybody should get some. That's
Yes.
right. There you
I
go.
don't roll on Shabbos.
Big Lebowski, 80s movie.
No, it's
90s.
It's 2000s. I think.
Yeah, early
Early
2000s,
2000s,
very
Early
early.
2000s. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember when it came out. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
I know every Brady Bunch trivia question there is. Plus, on top of that, I have my 80s trivia
The Brady
knowledge.
Bunch.
Mia doesn't even know who the Brady Bunch is.
No, I have TV Land.
Oh, there you go. Well, then you know.
It's like the ESPN classics of sitcoms.
Let's run back to
Yep.
the big deal or no big deal. What about Nate Schmidt, defenseman for the Vegas Golden Knights, and this suspension for 20 games?
First of all, fuck you, Nate Schmidt, for only trying after you leave the Capitals. Like, what the fuck were you doing on our team? Where were you? What? No wonder he started actually showing up.
Got issues here.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You
right?
should have seen the heartbreak on my face when I got the notification that they
Oh,
had
I know.
stolen him from us.
That's a big
I
steal.
screamed from the other room, and my manager Jeff came running in, thinking that a colony of spiders was attacking me. That's how shrill this shriek was.
I bet. He's a great defenseman.
He's fantastic,
Yeah,
but
he is.
he has no business putting up 14 goals a season.
Well,
That
I mean,
explains
that's good.
everything.
Yes, but well, does it explain everything?
No, but
So what do you think about it? Is that a big deal for the Vegas Golden Knights? Does that hurt them? Is it a non-starter? Does it matter? Is it going to change their
you know
season?
he's fighting it pretty hard. I wouldn't be surprised
should.
if he gets it cut down to like 10.
I mean, we talked about it for like an emergency podcast. We thought it was like, how could there be a trace amount of something?
Well, that was
like,
the whole thing. We didn't have all the information at hand.
Yeah,
And
we still don't
And
really.
we still
No,
don't
we really
really. And the issue is that it seems that the NHL's policy is a bit more black and white in a sense. Like if you do this, you're done, as opposed to other leagues where you can actually appeal. There's some type of process that goes through. Now, We don't know. We don't know what the issue was.
Who was it that beat the shit out of their girlfriend and only got 12 games though in the NHL?
Recently?
27 games.
Oh,
And it
okay,
was,
sorry. You're right. You're
it
right.
was
It's the
Austin
the third longest in history.
Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Predators.
Yeah.
He,
Let's talk about irony.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's
not in a good way.
No, and
But still, 27 game. We both agreed it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough.
No.
No, absolutely.
Like
not.
sit out a fucking season.
Yeah, and that we've got issues with that. Which
Yeah.
we're not gonna change the way the NHL does things
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
For sure.
but I agree with you.
Then also, how about Yzerman?
Well,
This is one. We'll get back to Tortorella in a second. But Yzerman is no longer the GM for Tampa Bay. Obviously, he built that team, and now he has stepped down to be the assistant to the GM, whoever I
Breezeball.
brought in. Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that's
Was
he,
it not
was,
seven
he was the
quarters?
assistant. He was
Yeah.
the assistant.
So they swap
They
places.
swap places
basically.
right now.
So
Yzerman
is-
has 1 year left on his contract.
So is that the first move of Yzerman moving back to Detroit? We don't know. Is it a big deal, first of all? Do you think it's a big deal that Yzerman is no longer the GM for Tampa Bay? Will that affect
Now,
their season?
was this self-imposed?
He opted for it.
Okay. Well,
family
I think
still
that's
lives there.
I think that's very mature.
Yeah, well, I think he wants to get back to Detroit also.
Oh.
I think that's his move.
Said no one ever. Oh my god.
I'm just, we're all bursting at the seams. I know it hasn't been confirmed yet, but we all have this scenario played out in our heads right now.
No, we don't all have that scenario.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
I mean,
talking
all
about.
of
Don't
us.
put that on me.
Yeah, exactly.
All of us
There's
do.
only one person who has this.
All of the Red Wings fans have this scenario played out in our heads.
Me and I aren't over here going like, oh my god, I hope
Yeah.
he goes back to Detroit. We're not
No.
doing that. We're happy for you though, Jason. We are.
Well, nothing's confirmed yet.
Don't speak for me.
What
on
I
that.
do know is
She's not
that
happy.
his family has lived in Detroit. He's basically commuted for the last 8 years for the most part.
Oh, don't be dramatic. I'm sure he has a jet.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's
Muted.
So
He
hard.
took
He's
the
on
bus
train.
uphill
I was
both
gonna say,
ways.
yeah, he's like, time to get on that Greyhound again. No, I understand that, but it's still it's being away on a regular basis, and he has 1 year left. The hope for the Red Wings nation is that he's going to leave Tampa at the end of the season, which obviously it looks like. He's going to come back. Ken Holland has 2 years left, so at the end of that, he'll have 1 year left. Comes in as assistant GM. They have a dual thing, and then at the end of 2 years, Yzerman takes over, and Holland moves up in the brass or retires or whatever else, and Yzerman takes over the team. Now, the only thing you have to worry about is that in Detroit, from the Pistons' perspective of basketball, Joe Dumars took over the team and ended up having a lot of problems, and it seemed to tarnish his image almost as a legend in Detroit. And I think that's like the only thing I could think of that would prevent Yzerman from coming back is if he's worried about tarnishing his image if the team doesn't do well. The question is, does he go to Seattle and run Seattle? That was what someone brought up the other day. Is that why he's leaving Tampa? There's a whole bunch of other questions out there we don't know, but at least there's some light at the end of the tunnel that this is a possibility he comes back home. And we're all just like, yeah. I mean, it's
Well, I mean, I know you're dreaming.
the visions of Yzerman dancing in my
I can
head.
see
It's,
it.
yeah, it's.
He's got like.
His eye has
Maybe
a
okay.
twinkle in it now.
So
Yes.
Mia, tell me, after you've seen John Tavares go from the Islanders to the
Leafs.
Toronto Maple Leafs, is that going to really impact the Leafs? Do they have a chance this year to be
Absolutely.
Cup winners?
Absolutely.
That was a big deal.
Yes. That is huge.
How will that impact Toronto when everybody talks about Toronto?
It's a big deal anytime a player is happy to be somewhere.
True. Then he is very happy to be home.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his place, right? So I think he will have strong impact on Toronto. But everyone always says, like, Toronto's problem really is the fact that they don't have defense. They don't have blue line support. And I think that is true. How is getting another, I mean, they have Austin Matthews, now they have John Tavares. We like Nylander, I think he's...
William Nylander is the truth.
He's
Just
amazing,
give him some
right?
time.
Yeah, that's right. He's amazing.
Kadri, I mean, is
Yeah.
Fuck Nazem Kadri.
Oh.
Nazem Kadri
Hey.
sits when he pees.
Man, wow.
How do you?
I mean, Zingo.
I mean, is that confirmed? Or is
I
this
hate
just-
him so much. He injured Alex Ovechkin.
Okay.
The hand.
All right.
The hand.
We're just saying. All right, good. Yeah.
Because I was just trying to think of like how does
Listen,
someone...
I usually don't
Jason
go.
has a list of
He's
those
literally the
people.
only Lebanese player in the NHL. I normally would not go against him.
Oh, there's people on my list too.
Wait,
Don't worry.
where's Brandon Saad's family? He's not Lebanon. What is he? Is he I can't remember if he's Palestinian. Maybe
No,
I thought he was Lebanese.
Nazem's the only
Really?
Lebanese.
He's the only
yeah.
Lebanese? And,
Ever
and you,
in history.
You've got issues.
Oh, I hate him.
I saw that. That was big. It's
Yeah.
a good thing he's not here.
Does he
would've lost
know
some
that you
teeth.
hate him?
Yeah. So like him and I used to be friendly, like on social media, and ever since then, like I started attacking him publicly on social media, and now
Wow.
he has me blocked on all of them.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Syrian, that's right. Okay. Yeah, Syrian American from Pittsburgh. I
Oh
always like to
God,
throw in that
three
Pittsburgh.
whammies.
I know. I threw in a bunch of Pittsburghers on this.
Pittsburghers.
John Gibson, Pittsburgh. I'm just saying, they all come up through the Mario Lemieux system. That's why that town is
You
totally
think you
forever
grew up in
changed.
Pittsburgh? No, you just adopted the team.
I
Yeah.
didn't grow up there. I grew up as a doctor there, 7 years training there. It's a lot of surgery, lots of
grew up
thousands
as a
of
doctor.
operations. Tortorella getting a 2-year extension with the Blue Jackets. The guy's he does it his way. Is that a
He's a
big deal or
psycho.
no big deal? I
That's
said
fucking
I
crazy.
said he does it his way. Mia distilled that down, brings it home for everybody. He's a psycho. Boom. And there you have it.
See,
There
I
was
like to call
nothing. There was nothing better than seeing that little vein in his forehead
And it
pop.
pops.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Game 2,
Yeah.
regular season. They're up by 4. Ah!
I like to call
We
him
had Seth
passionate.
Jones on here, and he
Yeah.
said the same thing. He's like, and that vein gets going. You're like, oh.
I like to
it's
call him
good.
passionate.
Yeah.
That's the,
All right, passionate's good.
Or-
he does it his own way.
who has a bigger temper, Tortorella or Patrick Waugh?
Oh, I don't know.
Torts.
Yeah?
Tortorella is tough.
And
man.
that's coming from players.
Yeah.
Big deal or no big deal that he's with the Blue Jackets for 2 more years.
Big deal.
It is
Pretty
a
big
big
deal.
deal.
It's scary for me. I have to play them.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets are tough as
Yeah.
nails, aren't they?
And that's because of torts.
Let me ask you a couple other questions then. Who do you think this year is going to come out of the East and make it to the Stanley Cup final, given all these
Maple
movements?
Leafs.
You think the Maple Leafs?
Yes.
I picked them 6
You
weeks
picked-
ago.
okay,
I said,
hey,
yeah,
all right,
go ahead.
all right. Who do you think is going to come out of the West? Because the West got very interesting with
The
a couple of
Knights.
these trades.
The Knights or
The
the,
Knights.
fucking Sharks.
Because they just got
Yes.
Eric
Yes.
Carlson. Okay, so Carlson to the Sharks. Why is that a completion move for the Sharks? Why does that all of a sudden make them so deadly?
Look
I
at
mean,
who else they have.
Yeah.
I know.
Brett
Burns.
Burns.
They've got, Thornton's back.
Yeah.
he's
Beard
playing.
Longfellow. I couldn't come up with the
Pavelski.
name.
Pavelski he's just awesome. He's just a great player
Yeah.
all around. He's a great captain for them. I think they have a lot of great defense. I mean, they really
And
do.
the
They
funny
got
thing is, at the end of last season, when they had this past season, everyone was saying, okay, it's time to blow the team up. Where are they going to go now? Thornton's out, this and that.
I wouldn't blow them
And
up.
they come
No.
along
Not yet.
Logan Couture.
with a coup.
Yeah.
They come along with a coup like this
A coup.
Yeah.
I love it.
and pull Carlson. And I said it the other day.
You did. We have it
It
on
was the
tape.
first team I suggested. I said there were down to 3 teams I thought. It would be them, Colorado, or Boston. Any one of those 3 teams would have been justified to have gotten them.
The only
And-
one that makes sense to me out of those 3 is the Sharks.
It's huge that the Sharks.
I
got
can't
him.
see him on Boston. I can't see him on the
suggested Boston
Avs.
because with
Oh, God,
Zidane,
that's
with
when
Chara,
his career would go to
with
die.
Chara leaving after the end of this year, I figured they would have to have somebody else really giving the defense a boost. But
That's good. Those are tough shoes to fill.
yeah, and
Chara's
very big ones.
A big man.
Yes,
They're,
he's
they're
taller than me.
gigantic.
Yeah.
shoes.
He's taller than I am. Which is,
That was one of our. What would you rather? Would you rather take a punch in the face from Ryan Reeves or a slap shot from Zdeno Chara? And we asked that of Emerson Etam, and he said, "I'll take the punch in the face any
Yeah.
day because
Yeah.
death would be the result
Yeah.
of a slap shot."
Not just a ruptured implant.
Right.
That's yeah. I mean, he's 107 miles per hour is a slap shot. That's fast.
I remember Al Iafredi had about 115 miles per hour in the NHL All-Star thing.
Yes, that's right.
I remember he had that mullet, the slick back mullet thing with the
sick mullet.
Yeah, it was a sick mullet, and he just blasted that puck.
Can we agree that the NHL All-Star Weekend is the superior All-Star Weekend out of all sports?
Definitely. I
Yes,
love it.
with the asterisk that I'm not a fan of All-Star games and that type of thing in general.
But the
I like
players
it.
have
But it is,
yeah.
it is the best one of all of them.
Yeah.
But in general, I think they're kind of like, I mean, it's like
I think it's fun to see the skill stuff. It's
Absolutely.
great.
skill
Really
stuff.
good.
Yes, the
Yes.
actual
Love it.
game,
It's fun.
But I like the skill
No,
stuff.
come on. I'm not gonna lie. It is fucking cool to see Ovechkin and Crosby skating on the same line.
Oh yeah, it's really fun.
That gives me chills.
Yeah, that's cool. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think that. So you think Golden Knights? You think Toronto? Who wins the Stanley Cup this year? go every day.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's tough because I don't think it's either of those teams.
Well, it has to be if one of them.
I mean,
Who's
yeah,
winning the
but
cup?
I didn't know that was going to be the follow-up
That's
question.
why I'm walking you through this one.
So
That's why I'm
the
here.
Sharks. Then I would, I take back my Golden Knights, and I would say the Sharks win the West.
Wow.
Over Toronto.
And you think the Sharks win the cup?
Yeah, I don't think
They
Toronto
have-
make. You
See,
put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I
That's
pick
why
Toronto
we're
to win
here.
the cup. I pick Toronto to win the cup. That's my pick. I think there's no way that they're gonna be denied this year. It's been 48 years. They got a team, and I think they're gonna outscore the other teams, which is how they're gonna probably count for that defense.
There's a lot that has to happen for that.
A lot
to
that has to
work,
happen,
because
I agree.
The chemistry issues that have to occur with bringing a guy like Tavares on are tremendous. And
Think
I
about
that-
it,
I mean, he comes in there like swinging his big dick, and if people are like, "Dude, you're coming onto our turf.
Yeah,
You got to play by our rules."
Well, in Toronto, as we've said, not an easy place
No.
to please the fans. Ask Phil Kessel.
Yes.
Ask
Oh.
all these. I mean, there's a ton of guys that have been.
Hot dog water Kessel.
That's.
How the fuck did he become a Stanley Cup champion?
he has got 2, by the way, and
Oh.
he didn't have any in Toronto. And I remember he won the first one. He put that big ad in the Toronto newspaper that said, "Thank you for getting me shot out of the city because I'd never win the Stanley Cup if I stayed." So that's a hard place to play.
I didn't realize he did that. That's pretty.
He did. He said he goes, "I could never do it." He wrote this huge thing, and you could tell he was affected by it. After he wins it was $50,000, and he put it in the Toronto paper. It said, "I could never do anything right on the ice. I could never do anything right off the ice. Nothing I ever did was right for Toronto. And thank you for making sure that I got sent away from Toronto so that I could win the Stanley Cup and raise it over my head in Pittsburgh."
Well, good for him in that sense.
And he wrote it in a
yeah.
way that he wasn't thumbing their nose. It was
Yeah.
kind of like a cautionary tale to the Toronto fans about what they do to their players.
But clearly Montreal didn't pick that up because they were
Yeah.
No,
drilled
they
other
did.
players out of
That's
town.
right. They got Subban booted out. Now Pacioretty's gone, and you know what? The fans in Vegas are going to embrace Pacioretty. I got news for you. That guy's going to be the most popular
I'm
dude on
sure.
earth.
Number 67.
He's gonna love it there, and that's what my concern for Toronto is Toronto itself. The Maple Leafs. You know, we had Zach Hyman on and chatted with him a bit about. He writes children's books, believe it or not. So he's written 3 children's books. He's an incredibly brilliant kid, just smart as could be. As Jason said, a fine young man, and he was talking about the team. He's like, "I think we got it for this year. We got all the right pieces before the Tavares trade, and now they get Tavares. I think they have a strong chance, but I have that little asterisk, provided that they don't run into total BS from the fans and the chemistry issues
Yeah.
that can come from problems with
Well, here's the
with
thing.
players.
What I understand also about the fan base in some cities, why would you take a jersey you spent your hard-earned money on and waste it by throwing it on the ice in a protest?
For dramatic purposes,
But it's-
I
that's
would do
it.
that in a
Exactly.
heartbeat. Do you know how?
But it's your money. I mean, it's,
Jason, you're the first one that would do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
no, wait. Let's be clear.
First of all, he has 82 Red Wings jerseys at his house.
No.
How many combinations? Oh, just
82.
different players.
No, I'm just
They're
kidding.
different players. There's not
It's
82.
close.
I think I have like 12. There's a couple others I'm going to get this year.
It's still a lot. It's still a ton.
And I have 2 hanging up. I have a
147
But this is
jerseys.
the way. Hanging up in the
Framed?
in the guest framed.
Yeah.
I have a signed Yzerman jersey with a picture of him signed his last step off the ice, and I have a full signed 2008 Stanley Cup jersey from the 2018.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, and there's another one I'm eyeing, which is 98 Cup team. I'm not gonna say where I saw it, but I'm gonna be getting that one probably very soon.
Dude, somebody just went and like searched that up
Yeah.
and you said that.
You better buy it
You
before
better
this,
get it before
this
this
airs.
No,
Yeah.
it's just, anyway. I just have a problem with that. I think that the fans in Toronto need to take a step back. Montreal, I think, is kind of, they're done. They've already jumped enough players out of town. I think it's wrong what they've done. But in Toronto, you have a chance to salvage this whole thing. Let Babcock work these guys. Let the team do its thing. Shanahan is there. You got this new GM. They have this new other person. This one of the first female was the assistant GM, I think it is.
Yes.
That she's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give her a chance with her. She's analytics and statistics and everything else. Give them a chance to do what they have to do before you start rioting. If you don't, aren't leading the division, by the end of October. I mean, it's a very tough city to play in. I'm part Canadian. My family lives in Toronto, and I know the city very well. And they've always been rough on the team. And it's unfortunate that certain players get singled out. But
Well,
you
we'll
know.
see what they do. I in my estimation, I don't think they'll win the Stanley Cup. I think it'll be. I think it's going to be from the West this year, and I think I couldn't say who it is. I got to see a little bit of hockey first. But if you put a gun to my head, and said who's winning the Stanley Cup, I'd say it's the Vegas Golden Knights.
We have 20 days left.
I know. I'm so fucking.
I can't even wait.
I'm so ready. October
Listen,
4th.
this is like the super fan room in here. Between,
Yeah.
I mean, your hockey knowledge is off the chain, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
Yeah.
incredible. You definitely are a real hardcore fan.
Thank
She's
you.
wearing a Swedish team
I-
jersey. I mean, that's
This is like
alone.
you are down into the dirt.
Hey,
of the
Adrian
NHL. I
kept
love
me.
it.
I'd be
LA
more impressive.
Kings.
So good.
I'd be more impressive if it said Lidstrom on the back, but that's
Yeah, but
You know, they don't make them with the like. You have to actually go to Sweden to buy them. I got this from the
Oh, really?
Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah.
I thought I saw it online at. God, I'll show you where you can get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
and the person you were talking about was Haley Wickenheiser.
Yes,
Who
yes.
the Maple Leafs hired for their front
Yeah,
office.
and we
Yeah.
should know her name because I think it's a nice trend now. We're going to see if listen,
We'll see.
the best person
she's
for the job.
She is the top female hockey player.
All that
in
matters
Canada,
is
period.
results.
By far.
I don't care who you are. If you get
That's the
get
only
results,
women's
your
sport
results.
I'll ever watch.
Is hockey.
Women's
oh,
hockey.
Yeah. Well, we asked Doc Emmerich, what was your most exciting moment in hockey? He goes, it had
I'm
to
sorry.
be
You
in
had
the
Doc
Olympics.
Emmerich in here?
We had him on by Skype, and he
Oh!
goes, yeah, I know, you missed that one. You would
Oh
you would have
my
liked to have
God.
been hosting with that. It was Kevin Connolly and I actually had him in. And so I mean, Kevin and I were talking to him, we're talking to Doc Emmerich. Like, it was like huge.
That is insane.
And his favorite game was the gold medal won by the USA.
Oh, the way you
women's
said that
hockey.
sounded just like him too. The gold medal.
Yeah, that's right. I want to be Doc Emmerich, okay?
I want him to adopt me.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he's the guy. So Sean is going to take us through a little "Would You Rather,"
I like this.
and these are good. So
Oh, I don't like this. I just read the first sentence.
Sean, go ahead and Sean Gosser, our producer, take us through it.
First, we have a comment and a question from IG Live.
Oh, sure.
Lena says hi.
Hi, Lena.
And Rodell26 wants to know what you guys think of the NHL coming to Seattle.
Oh,
Bring it to Texas.
well, they have NHL in Texas. You get Dallas Stars.
Listen,
you want an Austin team?
Yeah, I want an Austin team. We don't have any professional sports.
Well, you barely have any people. That's the problem. There's only a
Oh,
million
are you
people
kidding?
there.
We are so overpopulated.
Really?
Traffic is terrible there.
Well, it was a tiny town, 10 years ago, and now
Yeah.
it's like crazy. So, what do you think about the Seattle team, and what should they name that team?
The Supersonics. I don't know.
I think that's been done.
I think they
Is
said
that
it was-
basketball?
It
'Cause
was
we don't talk
basketball.
Yeah,
about
it
that
is.
here.
Yeah.
It is.
I
By the
think
way,
they
you
mentioned.
you cover all sports though on your
Yes,
podcast.
all, like Tour de France, lacrosse, everything. If it's happening in sports, we're talking
No,
about
I know,
it. If
and
it's,
that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We are hockey people. We don't.
I like that niche.
pretend
It's nice to come on here and
do
just
other
talk
stuff.
about hockey.
That's all we can.
Also,
do.
I don't go on very many hockey podcasts.
Well, there aren't many hockey podcasts
No.
to go on to, so we're happy to have you. But
And that's why you're number
But yours
one.
is amazing. That's right. When you're
They said
the
one
only
of the-
one, and we're number one.
They said that one of the names they're considering are the Kraken.
That's terrible.
It's the worst.
That is awful.
How many times do you want to hear "Release the Kraken"?
Well, that's a gimmick.
Oh.
It's a gimmick.
That is not.
Just like the Knights. Have you been to a Knights game?
Oh yeah, I was at the first one at home.
The pregame ceremony.
It's insane. I hate admitting that. Did you say terrible?
It's medieval times.
It's I love medieval times. All I was missing was
I
that.
love
Yes.
medieval
It's
times.
like a big old
Listen, I still go to
right.
medieval times as a grown adult.
We
I
love
can
going
spring
there.
for the
kids
VIP
love
package
it.
now.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Medieval times is a blast. My kids go crazy.
I love it when I get
gotta
tossed
get
the
them out there.
rose.
Well, there you go.
No!
I have never gotten the rose.
Red Knight, I love you.
Jason would love that. That would be good for you.
Yeah.
You'd like.
Yeah, I'm not-
I've
I'm not-
never gotten the rose.
What is this, The
Aw.
Bachelor?
No. Medieval
No,
times.
so they throw flowers
Yeah,
at
but-
you, and you're like you have to wait for them.
I don't
You
want
could be
to.
the maiden. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, you get to be their maiden.
I'm sorry, but listen, no offense. I don't want to go to a game and get a rose thrown at me.
No, this isn't a game. This is medieval times.
Yeah, it's jousting. Like you,
Yeah.
you
Oh.
gotta go for the red team.
So what do you
or
do
the
with the
green
rose?
team.
What is this like?
You get to keep it. You put it behind your ear. You put it in your mouth. I don't
That's
know.
right. You look cool. That's all. Nothing big.
Yeah, that's all right.
I love medieval times. My kids
I love
go
it too.
nuts. In fact, I gotta get them back there. It's really important.
It is.
totally
It's
fun.
so fun. Jeffrey, let's go to medieval times.
You're welcome, medieval times. I know we're totally pumping them up. Yeah. And by the way, we want some VIP seats for nothing. We'll be there.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah, there we go. How come they're not sponsoring the podcast?
Seriously.
Yeah.
How come they're not sponsoring me?
There you go. You're all over it.
Get on that.
So
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to go out for a night for a nice mutton chop.
Yeah. that'd be
It's
good.
not mutton. It's a giant turkey leg. Don't be ridiculous. They didn't have mutton. Oh, you mean? I thought you meant.
No,
pork
no,
chop.
not
Sorry.
yeah, no. That's
Yeah.
what they call 'em mutton. It's those the.
All right, Sean, keep going.
All right, man, we're gonna hit you right in the feels right out of the gate.
Oh.
So, would you rather trade Alex Ovechkin now and the Caps win another cup this year for back-to-back, or keep Alex for the remainder of his career but miss the playoffs completely until he retires?
Keep Alex Ovechkin.
You want to retire?
Keep him?
No, keep Alex Ovechkin.
So you'd keep them and never
Yeah.
see the cup in Washington again. All right.
I saw it once.
That's good.
I saw it once. We're keeping. Listen, if we ever trade Ovechkin, I'll follow Ovechkin.
See, that's how that
That's
works.
different. I
Follow.
felt like I moved to a city and I was like, they're winning now. I think I'll pick them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, when I picked the Penguins, they didn't even make the playoffs. It was like awful the time I was. Like you guys don't realize like when I was there. It was Mario Lemieux was gone. There, Yager was in a slump.
Listen,
He
it's
had
the same thing here in
gambling
LA.
problems.
They didn't even have, okay. When the Kings got to the playoffs in 2012, okay, when they were the 8th seed and they won the cup, and they're all excited. The news here in LA didn't even have the Kings emblem when they were talking about it. They put the Sacramento Kings emblem up on the news.
I've seen
Right,
that.
because
Okay,
yeah.
it was
It's
embarrassing.
ridiculous.
And the sportscaster was like, and it was Kopitar came down for a breakaway. She goes, and the guy comes down with the puck, and puts it in the net.
It's because they don't know
It was
hockey
just
here. They didn't know it until they won the cup.
right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's the problem I have. That's why I don't like the Kings.
All right.
Then they go there and they yell out, "You suck!" It's just the chants are stupid. It's just everything. I can't stand the team.
It's the Kings are tough. If you think the Kings are tough,
I like the
let's
Kings.
Go to Anaheim.
Yeah, that's where they throw
it's hard.
bottles
I
on the
like
opposing
Anaheim
teams.
too. I like Kessler.
Yeah, I mean, well, Kessler.
And-
What's not to like?
I know.
No, they don't look at the.
He's awesome. Kessler is a very, very tough person. Not the guy. I mean, I liked watching him. He beat up Jonathan Toews pretty bad.
Oh, I love
It was
that.
pretty bad. I mean, it was really tough.
God, there was nothing nicer than seeing that pretty boy like.
Any other
Get a
answers
hand
to
to
questions?
him.
Any answers?
All right, let's
No.
go. Would you rather? Go ahead, John.
All right, would you rather be the last person to ever keg stand the Stanley Cup or win a Grammy for your rap album?
These have what correlation do these have? Neither of us have promising rap careers, so I'd rather be the last person to do the keg stand.
All right, there you go.
I did not. I did not write these. I want to be.
Who
honest.
wrote these?
I know, just for the sake of.
These-
Oh!
My second question, I was under pressure.
Keep going. Let's see.
Would you rather suffer a wardrobe malfunction at the Oscars or ask and attend a Sadie Hawkins dance with Ryan Lochte?
Oh my god, I would rip off my own dress at the Oscars than ever be in the same room as Ryan Lochte. God, I lost brain
There
cells
you
just
go.
saying his name.
Wow.
Oh.
Is there like a secret social media war with you have with him or?
No, he's just a dumbass.
Well, there you go.
I don't need to know him to know that.
Okay, I'm just asking. That's great.
Go.
These last two
That one struck a nerve.
Flip-flop and work better the other way. So, would you rather face Alabama's Nick Saban in a post-game press conference or Serena Williams from the umpire's chair?
Nick Saban.
Yeah, I mean Serena Williams from the umpires. It's dangerous.
No, just for the chance to go at it with Nick Saban because I
don't
fucking
like-
hate the
I
Crimson
hate him.
Tide.
I
I hate
hate
him so
him.
much.
I hate him with a passion.
Well, there you go.
Why?
Yeah.
All right. What's the last one?
All right, last one. Would you rather take a shoe to the face from Cardi B or a lick to the face from Boston Bruins Brad Marchand?
Oh!
That's a good one.
Well, I don't want Hep C, so I'll take the shoe.
Oh, shots fired.
The rat, he's shunned
Yeah.
right there. That's not good.
I think the best moment of my entire career, I was actually watching NBC Sport, and they were having like, okay, and between this break, tweet us in your answer to who is the biggest pest in the league, and I tweeted, definitely Marchand, very punchable face, and it made it on TV.
That's awesome.
Shining moment of my career.
That's a
It's
great
funny.
one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he really licked Victor Hedman. I mean, it
I
was
know.
really weird.
It was like the Lance
Strange.
Stevenson of hockey.
That's a great thing. He licked Hedman.
Ah, got it.
There you go.
All right. Well, we got it. Mia, do you have any questions for us? Because we're both doctors, but we just love hockey.
We gotta redo this like when it's well into the regular season, and
Alright.
we have to go over all of the things that like the predictions that we had, and
sure.
really analyze them.
Well, we can definitely do that.
But I like how you're
Good
going
question.
off the board in a sense with San Jose. Even though they got Carlson, it's still a big question mark. And I like how you're going off the board with them, picking them as your cup favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm sticking with that too.
It's not a bad choice. They've been to the Cup. They know how to get there. They've got a guy who wants the Cup badly. They all want it because none of them have won, I don't think.
Right.
And I'm
They-
not
they
saying
have
the
a
Golden
great
Knights
goalie.
was a fluke year. I'm just saying.
But I mean, the thing.
Okay, well, here's my question for you now, too. So let's say when they have the draft for Seattle.
Oh, I forgot about that. We have to go through another
That's
fucking
right. This is an
expansion
expansion draft at the end of
Okay,
the
so
season.
here's two questions.
Oh,
It's a big deal.
we
Here's
need
two-
to protect.
So here's two questions I have for you. Number one, which player on the current Capitals roster would you feel comfortable them leaving unprotected? And number two, do you think that Seattle could replicate what the Golden Knights did in some fashion?
Burakovsky, and no,
Why him?
I just didn't like his performance this season.
Okay.
I mean, granted, he was injured for,
Because
big
bear in
chunk
mind,
of
some
the
of
playoffs.
some of the players also they have to worry about their contracts,
Yeah.
and the cap issue. So sometimes
Yeah.
that's what happened with recently. Who was the cap issue that went over to
Calgary?
yeah.
James Neal.
Yeah, James Neal.
Yeah, James Neal had a huge contract.
Yeah.
But the Vegas Golden Knights, when they did that, they knew they were going to have to take somebody with a big contract. It was
Yes.
either going to be Dustin Brown, James Neal, or it was going to be Plekanec from
Right.
Oh, that's right. He's still in Montreal. Awesome. Or Plekanec. So those are the three big name guys that they knew they were going to take a big chunk into their cap space, and obviously they could only keep Neal 1 year.
Right.
But getting rid of Neal, they're able to take on Stastny and Pacioretty. It's a worthy exchange. Even though James Neal, I know they're going to miss him. They'll probably miss him to the detriment of making it to the Cup Finals again. I bet. That's who I think James Neal is, and I think Calgary is going to really shine with him there. I think he's just a star. That guy.
But
I love the way he plays.
Was Vegas a fluke season? Is this a team that's built to win?
I don't feel comfortable saying that just because they're so stacked. Like, the numbers don't lie,
Right.
but I don't think they can repeat the magic that they had this past season.
But can Seattle pick a team that can make the playoffs?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
possible?
I don't know.
It's
I don't
gonna be
know.
really interesting to see.
Well, the way they have the
Wait,
expansion draft.
first
is
of all, the
different.
GM of the Golden Knights used to be on the fucking Capitals.
McPhee.
No one tries when they're on my team. Fuck you.
McPhee. George McPhee got fired. He was kicking cans and walking
God, he
around
was so
Ann
terrible.
Arbor, Michigan,
Yeah.
and gets the job.
Yes.
And now you have the chance to prove yourself. I thought there was going to be a deal to be made for Ovechkin early in the season. I was like, I bet he's going to, because he was the guy who brought Ovechkin in.
Yeah.
And so I thought he was going to make a deal. I was like, I know it's going to happen. He's going to pull Ovechkin to Vegas. This is his chance to get the Cup. Had he done it, the Knights would have won the Cup.
Does Marchand lick somebody else this season?
Oh,
For sure.
over under on how many times? Because he definitely does.
Yeah,
Two.
It's huge
Yep.
publicity.
It is.
He'll
It is.
definitely be licking faces.
He loves the attention too.
Yeah, they're going to need a Marchand.
But it's the same
rule for
thing
him.
as spitting in the league. You can't spit on somebody. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Well, evidently, licking somebody's face is okay in the NHL.
It's okay.
Well, Mia, we really appreciate you coming in. This has been totally amazing.
Thank you for having
your
me.
hockey knowledge is impressive to say the least.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sorry that you're a Capitals fan, but other than that, we'll definitely have you
This comes
back.
from a Penguins, Rangers,
Ducks,
Ducks,
Kings, and
See, I'm just a Capitals, Kings, Stars, Panthers.
you got 'em all too. So we're all the same, except for you. You are the Red
I'm a
Wings
fan of the
diehard.
sport. I'm a fan of the
That's right.
sport.
Well, we really appreciate you
Oh, I
coming
have to
in.
hear
This
the
was-
both of you now too.
That's right.
I'm a fan of the sport too.
I can't watch a
Okay.
game and remain unbiased. I have to pick a side and stick with it.
Thank you. That's the one thing I have to say that I am enjoying. If I have to sign up for the silver lining in this whole thing, the Wings not making the playoffs last year, was watching these close games and not having to worry about my blood pressure or anything else being a problem because, I could watch it and actually enjoy hockey rather than having to just literally sweating and screaming at the television.
He's a
No,
very
I know
passionate
exactly.
fan.
My manager saw me in 2017. Literally break out in hives against the Maple Leafs. Literally break out in hives
It can
while
happen.
watching the game.
It happens. I'm telling you.
My entire neck started turning red, and then it stretched all the way to my face, and he made me go and take a cold shower in my room during intermission.
My daughter was born on the day when the holdout, the lockout ended in January.
That's good luck.
And I was watching the delivery right there next to my wife, and I had my phone with the Wings game on like this, looking over.
I don't doubt it.
And
That's my
I don't
favorite
doubt it at
story
all.
ever.
There you
I'm
go.
like, breathe, yes, breathe. It's like that, okay? So she understood. She wasn't happy about it.
Nope, but took it on that.
The OB was kind of looking at me funny, but you know, it was okay. And then the first song my daughter heard was I played "Born to Run" for her,
There
and
you
that was
go.
the first song she ever. I made sure that was at least ingrained in her soul as well. So
What did
Very
I say
nice.
before that Tortorella had a special way about it? Or
Yeah.
some way?
No, that's a mild way of putting it.
Special way.
yes, and
Of
special
the-
is in
A
quotes.
special fan, a
In
very
quotes,
special fan.
Yes.
Well, we hope that you will come back. We'll definitely be tuning into your podcast,
Yes.
Thank
Sportsball,
you.
and
Where can you find it again? Just make sure it's
YouTube.
on
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's it is really great. I mean, it's impressive how you go from sport to sport. We could not do that. We're just hockey centric here, and that's
I
what
like
we
it.
do. All right. Well, anyway, this is the Dr. Hockey podcast signing off with your prescription for the NHL.
I like that.